Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louder, and welcome back to Charade Maniacs. We are here today with, Haiji, and Ibana and Iochi, and Ibana just made, basically, he made a bakery's worth of cupcakes, and was like, oh, it was no big deal, I basically, I didn't do anything, it was just not really worth anything, and it basically was nothing. Even though, if he truly made all of those by hand, including the decorations, it could easily be worth over $100. I'm still in shock about it. When I was editing that episode, I was looking over everything again, and the matcha cupcake with the red bean in the inside and everything that takes a long time. I know that for a fact. I've done that before. I've made that myself. It takes a long time. The freaking Mont Blanc cupcake, that takes a long time. The dragées, or whatever, however you say it. I know I was saying it wrong in the last episode. I was saying dragées. It's dragées. That, if you're doing that by hand, what the fuck? I have no idea who does that by hand. I don't even think those are safe to eat anymore, technically. I think those are technically not safe to eat. I don't know. I know that there's probably new versions that are safe to eat. I've seen sprinkles that those fancy sprinkles that have the metallic chocolate coating and stuff like that. If he's making those by hand, I don't even know what to say. Ibana needs to go. What is he doing on the freaking Otherworld stream? He needs to be on the freaking, I don't know. He needs to be on some cooking show. The director needs to be putting him on all the cooking freaking streams instead. He shouldn't be on here. They need to be putting him on all of the cooking shows. The Otherworld stream needs to be doing something else with Ibana. He shouldn't be on here. Anyways, Haiji was like, I want flan. We're just gonna get into it before I get even more worked up about the freaking cupcakes. Blah, blah. Let's just get into it. Get me out of here.
はあ？お前ふざけてんのか？
その前に僕のアップルパイだね。リンゴたっぷりでお願いするよ。
Oh yeah, he still needs to make the apple pie first before we even get into flan. And if Ibana shows up with 50 pies, I'm going to scream. I will scream. I will actually scream. Kyobu mentioned it too, but this team sure is friendly. We did miss the fact that I got so distracted by the fucking cupcakes that I did miss the fact that Kyobu did stop by. He had a cupcake, and he had this conversation with Iochi about the fact that, it was kind of mentioned in Akuse's route, where it's insinuated that at least one of the cast members is a repeat. I think I mentioned in the last episode that it was one of them, but it's insinuated that possibly more than one is a repeat from before. So if that's the case, then it could be technically 2, 3 people that have come back from... Because I guessed that Shigesaki was the repeat member, but what if it's multiple people? What if it's also Futami, or also, I don't know. I don't think that Kyobu is it, but Iochi could have come back. I don't know. I don't think that Iochi did though. I don't know. It's very suspicious. That's the end of that. I cleaned up the kitchen after the meal. It looked nice. I didn't think Ibana would have any complaints if he saw this. My job as part of the team was done, so the rest was free time, but I didn't think it was right to just relax. I don't know when they'll summon me for the drama, so I better think of what to do about my voice. That, or I figure out how to get points faster so I can get out of here. Some people made it back, so I can use that as a reference. Right, there are people who returned. I remembered what Kyobu said.
そう、帰還したキャストがいるかもしれないよね。
でもってもう一度キャストになってたりして。
Yeah, several.
まさか死の危険を冒してまでかい？何を根拠にそんなことを？
理由はいくらでもあるんじゃないの？わかんないけどさ。
Something that bothers me about Iochi's route is that whenever they are like thinking about something, always, and this is what makes me a little suspicious of like Haiji and Ibana, is that whenever Iochi is thinking of something, and I don't know, maybe I should be suspicious of Iochi too, but Iochi's like thought process takes a while to like truly think, and Iochi, they take a long time to think things through. Like, it takes them so long that like, even though they have some really good questions, we don't really get to see it because somebody always like cuts them off ahead of time. So like in previous episodes that we've seen, I think like Haiji's cut Iochi off. Like he's cut them off with things like, oh, I want cupcakes, or something like, oh, like I don't know. Iochi's been cut off, I think, like a couple of times now. I think even Gyobu cut them off at one point. No, Ibana cut them off at with like the talk about Senna's voice, and I don't know. I just think it's like it's just a little off-putting to me, because I guess I don't know. It's like natural, I guess, because like in the flow of conversation, Iochi's not saying like, wait, let me think for a second, but you can see the gears kind of turning in Iochi's head, like Iochi's thinking about something, and you can see that Iochi's like trying to piece together what Gyobu's saying. Like, oh, Gyobu's saying, oh, there are plenty of reasons as to why somebody might return from the past otherworld streams and stuff like that, and Gyobu's clearly like insinuating something. Iochi's picking up on what is being insinuated, but then somebody immediately kind of cuts off that thought process with something else. So I don't know if that makes me suspect either Ibana or Haiji. Maybe not Haiji, because Haiji is technically a child, but I wonder if that's the reason why Gyobu is like, oh, is Haiji a child though? I don't know. There's so much going on. There are former cast members among us? Among us? Oh god. No, I'm just kidding. As Iochi said, it's unbelievable that someone would return to the otherworld stream at the risk of their lives. But what's the reason that made Gyobu say that? And if that were true, what if among us 10, there is someone who's participating in the otherworld stream for the second time? Were they lying that it was their first time in being in the otherworld stream? But for what reason? Assuming that they were lying, that would mean that person isn't the producer. If it is their second time, then they might know a lot and can become a powerful ally. But as long as they don't come forward, we don't know who they are. I sigh and then decided to stop thinking about the repeat participants. It's all guesses at this point, so I wouldn't know unless I gather more information. Then how about I go outside to investigate? But if I meet the Arcadians, I remembered those muddy creatures that I pushed to the back of my mind. But strangely, I remained calm and I seemed to be regaining a bit of courage. I wonder why. Maybe it's because everyone on my team is so cheerful. Even though I knew that they were like that inside, I still interacted with the same Arcadians in the same way. They don't attack me, so if I stay afraid and refuse to go outside, that would delay my ability to return to my world. Yeah, I have to go back to my world. If I don't do the reenactment, that's all the more reason. If I remain afraid of everything and refuse, I can never make progress. Which fear do I prioritize? In that case, I know the answer already. Okay, so we're gonna go to the library. I tried to motivate myself, but I'm scared of meeting the Arcadians so suddenly, so I'll go to the library. That place should be deserted. I should try and get used to it little by little. And if I can research on how to accumulate more points and get my voice back. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like now my head is like spinning because I feel like what I would do in this position, like what I would do as the main characters, I would probably sit everybody down and I would say like the biggest thing that I think their problem is that there's not, I think that the information team really sucks. No offense to the information team at all, but like they really suck at telling everybody what's going on. I think that Akase really struggled with that. Like there really is no clarity as to like who's doing what, and the information gathering team really didn't tell everybody, hey, this is what we've learned consistently, you know? They kind of just dropped balls on everyone like suddenly and surprised everybody randomly when people already started discovering stuff. So they're like, oh, we found this out, like, and then the information team would say, hey, yeah, we found this out too, by the way, and we also found this out. And then everybody would be shocked and it would just be kind of like a dumpster fire, you know? And so I think the best way to do it would be like, especially with Gyobu kind of like coming in this situation, it would be setting like a certain time frame for everyone to sit down and say like, okay, we're going to have information like kind of like meetings every time, like every day at 7 p.m. we're going to do like a quick meetup, like a quick kind of like a touch base, and we're going to say for everybody, like, this is what's going to happen, and even if we don't have anything to share with you, we just want to touch base and make sure everybody feels okay and we feel solid. Like, I think that would be the best way to go about it, just to make sure, like, even if people don't trust each other, I think that's still the best way to do it, just to kind of keep the team feeling, you know, like camaraderie, sort of, right? You know, instead of this like off-putting feeling where like, because everybody's split into teams, it becomes like a almost everybody's like against each other kind of feeling, you know? That's how I feel at the least, because now it's like the cooking team versus the information team versus like the cleaning team kind of feeling. And even within those teams, I feel like people are disjointed too, because there's some people that like just don't get along no matter what. So I don't know. That's just how I feel. And some people are like more secretive than others, and I feel like if you had those types of touch bases, you could at least bring up stuff like, oh yeah, Gyobu brought up this point where some people may have been in the Otherworld stream before, so if you are comfortable with sharing that, please share that now. If you are not comfortable with it, please know that, like, first of all, we will not judge you for that, or something. Like, you can say those types of things ahead of time, or like, I don't know, you can at least set a precedent for it, maybe. That's what I would say. I don't know. That's kind of how I would put it. What do you guys think? It's just, I'm just ranting constantly this episode. Anyways, there were many past episodes of the Otherworld stream stored in the library. There was one other thing in particular that I wanted to find out through those past episodes. Gyobu said that there were cast members that returned from the Otherworld stream. If that's true, then there should be dramas with them in it that I can use for reference. I went to the shelf that held them, but found them out on the table instead. Yoshi had already gotten a head start, it seemed. They were taking a lot of notes. Yoshi, are you looking into the past episodes?
ああ、こんなところで会うとは奇遇だね。そう、バックナンバーの総量を調べてたんだ。
See, Yoshi's way ahead of us. Total count?
バングルからもバックナンバーを見られることは知っているね。どこからでもアクセスできるわけだけど。でも、大元のデータは図書館にあるものなんだ。 一部のデータはここでしか見られないんだけど、この間も言った通り整理されていなくてね。
Oh, really?
今とりあえずデータの総量を調べてどこまで整理が必要か検討をつけていた。ある程度は省かないと時間が足りないからね。
That's like really solid. I would not even know how to start. I see.
ただそれを調べている途中で気になる資料を発見して。
So I just had another thought. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I will shut up. I should promise. But if Iochi has worked with Akase before, like going off of the thought that Iochi possibly works at the Information Bureau because we saw them at the Information Bureau that time at the end of Akase's route. If they do work at the Information Bureau, that means that they may know that Akase's parents are sponsors, which means that they would have that knowledge already, which means, I don't know what that means. I wonder what it is. Yoichi handed me the tablet that said borrowed name list on it. Borrowed name list?
それはバングルからは見られないデータだ。内容も今の君には重要だと思うから。
Oh god.
見てみるといいよ。
We have a fake name?
少しショッキングかもしれないけど。
Oh god. That piqued my interest, so I tapped my display to check it. As the title suggested, the screen showed the names of people. Names, age, sex, punishment game, cast number, dead end? I gasped and flipped through the pages. 10 pages, 20 pages, so many people listed along with their information. But each of them were overwritten with the phrase dead end. I felt a shiver down my spine and continued to go through the pages. Yuji, is this?
過去に罰ゲームを受けた人たちの名簿みたいだね。これを見れば彼らがどんな罰ゲームを受けてきたかわかるというわけだ。
I sighed. I thought I saw 20 pages of it, but there's still so many more. How many people took these punishments and died later? In this punishment game, it's not just body parts, but so much more. The examples I see here are... Oh god. Right leg. Okay. Right leg. I lost my voice, so I wouldn't understand, but how would losing your leg feel like? Would it get cut off? The other punishment games are... So right leg okay, so right leg is what Shigesaki lost in Akase's route, right? I think that's what it was. Let me check my note really quick. I'm almost positive that he lost the ability to use his right leg in Akase's route. Vision is new, I think. Losing your vision would seem tougher than your voice, but if it's separated by your left or right eye, maybe you only lose one at a time? Oh, but this person lost both eyes at the same time. Huh. Why is that? As for the other punishment games, I guess we just go down the line. You lose both of your eyes? Oh god. Memory? This seems the toughest. If I lost my memories, I would lose my memory of the original world, so I wouldn't have a reason to go back anymore. The other cast members are all strangers, so if they don't know who they are anymore. But no matter where I am, I wouldn't want to ever forget my family. If I were to take the punishment game again, I'd have to avoid this one. It doesn't seem to come up in the list very often though, so that's good. Wait, hold on. So does that mean that Akase has done this before? Because he lost his memory. He lost his sisters. Like, he couldn't remember his sisters, right? So... Oh, shit. Hold on. We gotta write this down. Hold on. We gotta write this down. Wait. Let me... Hold on. Iochi's road, possibly from, second time... other world stream. That is crazy. Wait, so what? Wait, what? So then does that mean that like Possibly. Wait, so then does that mean that Chigasaki possibly lost his leg from the otherworld stream? No way. But no, cause he had it. What? I'm so confused. Let's see the other punishment games. And then we don't know anybody who's lost their vision, right? We might see it later on, though. Gender? Oh, God. Wait. Guys, wait. Gender? How do you take that away? So you become neither a man or a woman? Wait. Neither a man nor a woman? I look up and I saw Yoshi. So, if you did not read my discussion post, I had some issues with OBS. Randomly, it just decided to stop recording in the middle of my recording, so I did lose some footage here, but I was able to kind of like hop back to that point, so we'll just do it next episode. Luckily, I didn't lose too much. I did have a scare with my PC because it did crash everything, including Windows, and there was a whole situation. It was a huge mess, but we managed to get it back. Luckily, I mean, I built my own PC, so it's not like it would be a huge deal anyways. I would just be out of commission for a little bit, but we're good for the most part. So I guess we're gonna stop here. Short, I'm sorry. Next episode, I guess we're gonna find out more, because I have no idea what the fuck is going on. This is another plot point on top of everything. Let me just go down the list right now. So far we have the 2 moons. We have 2 moons in the sky that they have not mentioned ever again. Then we have the amoeba people, of course. Those are the the folks that watch the stream. Then we have the otherworld stream, of course, which is what everybody's inside right now. We have people who are sponsors, people who basically fund the stream and make it so that the stream exists. We have the producer, who is the person that we're trying to find within the stream. We have the director, who runs the stream, who we see he has like the fun voice and wears that weird mask. Then we have a couple repeat cast members. It could be one person or a couple people, we're not sure yet. And we have this weird, I keep referring to it as the sleeping pod situation. Not really sure what's going on there. And then we have the punishment games now in the past, so it might be insinuating as to who could possibly be from the past games. We don't know who's a part of the past either, but that's a right leg usage loss. We have vision loss, memory loss, and gender loss. So Iochi could be lying to us. It could be Akase. It could be somebody could not be seeing anything. I don't know who the hell that could possibly be. Like, that could be a thing. It could be like they have lost their vision and they worked out I don't know, something with the director where they get their vision back only for the otherworld stream, and if they don't like perform the drama or whatever that they failed, then they don't get their vision back when they go home or something like that. So maybe they're normally blind. I don't know. It's a little sketch. So there's that. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. We also have the character plot points, which I'll just run through really quick. We have Akase. We already know all about Akase. He works in the Information Bureau, and he has this memory loss situation where he forgot his 2 little sisters, who were forced into the stream by their parents. His parents are also sponsors, so we found that out about Akase. We might not know everything about Akase, though, so that's a good point to mention. We have Iochi, who they are non-binary. They work in information processing, but we might have an idea as to where they work. They may possibly work in the Information Bureau with Akase, because it's kind of hinted that they know more about Akase than we think that they do. Then we have Chigasaki, who acted up really weird in Akase's route. He was like, he kind of insinuated that his right arm is not his, and it's like incredibly precious to him. He would rather die than not have his right arm, even though he's left-handed. And he's possibly homeless. I don't know. He knows the map really well. So there's that. Ibana hates women. And his arm is fake. It's his left arm because he has a glove on his left hand, and we like kind of verified that in the picture and stuff like that. So there's that. There's Gyobu. He kind of gives off this stupid, silly vibe, but he's much smarter than he seems, so that's all we really know about Gyobu so far. We have Futami. Futami's just kind of an asshat. We don't really know anything about him, so I'm really curious to find out more. We have Dazai. I think the only thing we know about Dazai is that he has, like, either one or two little sisters or something like that. But, again, we don't really know much about him. And then we have Haiji, who's, like, a 12-year-old in an older person's body, and he kind of shows signs of, like, possible abuse. I didn't even include Banjo on this route, or in this note, because I feel like Banjo is just, like, the safest. Like, he's just the MC's best friend. He's good at dramas. He's very basic. Like, he's kind of an asshole too, but he's an asshole in, like, a very protective manner. Like, he just wants to make sure that the MC doesn't get messed up. So everything that he does that is asshole-ish is because he's trying to shield the MC from potential danger. So I trust him the most because he's most likely not to do anything really, really bad. Out of everybody that I trust the least, I would probably trust Futami the least. And we will find out more next episode about Iochi, I guess, because this is a little sus, I would have to say.